Hey y'all, this is She A-OK, coming to you on a Friday afternoon, just to give you all a quick update. So, I think I mentioned in my last video, or maybe the one before that, that I was doing another summer bridge course with another school here in Hong Kong. So I just finished that yesterday, and that was great. The kids are really well behaved, a little too well behaved for my taste. You know how if you're too good, it's like boring, but not, but boring. You know what I mean, right? So, yeah. Anyway, wish they were a little more, bad. But they were great regardless. That's just me making a judgment. So don't mind me. But anywho, so after teaching my last class with that school yesterday, I went over to training, and I forgot to tell you all, my roommate, the one I've been talking about like on and off in my videos, she has arrived. So she arrived Monday afternoon. So yeah, she's great. Yeah, I'm so happy with her. Like, she's a good roommate. She's a really good roommate. So yeah, and all of you who know me from back home know I've never lived with a roommate before. I lived on my own for short periods of time, but never with a roommate. So this is a whole new experience for me, and she's great. She's great. I couldn't have asked for a better roommate. So yay! Anywho, so the main reason for this video, yes, getting down to the point. Yesterday, my roommate and I, we stopped in a store near a bus stop where we catch a bus to come home. And we were stopping in the store because we were like, oh, let's set up our internet, our wireless internet, and our cable for TV. Since she's here now, and now we can do it together. So I was waiting for her to come to do that sort of thing. So it was right there in front of the bus stop, so I was like, oh, look, it's right there. And I didn't even know it was there all the times I've been taking this bus. But anyway, so I saw the store, PCCW, I think it's called. So yeah, we went into the store, and we were setting up our account for our internet and our television, our cable TV. And lo and behold, we're just minding our business, having fun, looking at the channels, which ones we're going to choose, and blah, blah, blah. Just totally minding our own business. And up approaches this Egyptian guy who works in the store. He worked in the store. And I don't know what happened. Like, my roommate was talking to the guy at the desk, and I happened to turn around and looked at a big screen TV. And then the next thing I know, this Egyptian guy is like standing next to me, looking at the TV, looking back at me, and I'm just like, oh God, here comes trouble. And I was like, please, let him not speak English, please. He spoke English. Not perfect, but I totally understood everything he was saying. And it started off where, like, I forget, what did he say first? I was looking at the TV, and I think he said something like, you want to buy a TV or whatever? And I was like, oh no, not today. And he was like, oh, well, I know someone who can get you a really good deal. Like that. Really good deal on a TV for $300 or whatever. And I was like, oh, no thank you, whatever. And then he started saying something like, oh, you and me, we can become really good friends, or, I do you a favor, like, I help you out, we become really good friends. And I was like, yeah. And then he asked, oh wait, asked, oh God, you know what I mean. Oh Lord, I can never say that word. Where I was from. And I was like, oh, New York. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm from New York. And guess what? Right when he asked me that question, guess who was on the radio? Alicia Keys singing Empire State of Mind. And of course, every time any New Yorker, I don't care if you like Alicia Keys or not, every time that song comes on, you can't help but sing along. So I just started singing along to that song, and yeah. And then I was smiling because every time I hear that song, I smile. I was like, oh God, he's probably going to read this as me smiling at him. Anyway, somehow he got to offering me his number. He's like, you call me, you need anything, any kind of favor. He's like, here's my number. And so I was like, okay. I was like, God, just let me take the number and let him go away. So I input his number into my phone, and he was like, can I get your number? And I was like, no. He was like, what? I was like, you can. My phone, I can't make calls from here. My phone is a New York phone. And I wasn't lying. Thank you, Lord, because apparently I'm really bad at lying when it comes to making people leave me alone. Like, I can lie. Oh, and now I'm like setting myself up. I'm not a liar, y'all. I'm just saying that I feel really guilty when I'm lying to people who I'm just trying to get out of my hair, because I just feel so bad about judging them. But I am judging you, and I mean, you can be one way and I'm assuming you're another. And I honestly, he might be a really good guy, and I don't care. I don't want to be bothered. I just don't need a stalker. So anyway, I do have a stalker. So I was like, no, you can't have my number. I can't make calls, whatever. I can't receive calls. I was like, I'm in the process of getting a Hong Kong phone. And then he got to ask me, why didn't you get a phone? I was like, I'm getting a phone. He's like, well, I know someone who. I was like, nope, it's fine. I'm already handling that. And he was like, okay. And then, like, his cousin worked in the store, and he was like, oh, that's my cousin. He's like, we live right over there on Jordan. And I was like, well, actually, he doesn't sound like that. I don't know how to do an Egyptian accent. I'm actually just doing a New York what we hear in New York is a Pakistani accent. So please forgive me. That is not an Egyptian accent. I just don't know how to do it. Forgive me. Anyway, so he like introduced me to his cousin, and they were speaking. I don't know if do you speak Egyptian? I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so they were speaking Egyptian, and I could tell what they were saying, and I'm not gonna repeat it. But his cousin was like, yeah. I was like, oh, American. Oh, God. Yeah, right? Come on. I'm not that stupid. I'm from New York, okay? Like, we don't play that game here, and there, anywhere. So, yeah. But anyway, after setting up our account and everything, he, like, waited. Somehow he, like, got away from us, like, because I turned back around to help my roommate, like, sign the papers and finish, setting up the order. So, next thing I know, we're leaving the store. He's out there waiting right by the bus stop, and we're like, oh my God. And then he wouldn't leave us alone. He kept saying, like, because, like, the AC, like, drips all over the street here, and it kept dripping on us, and especially on me, and he was like, oh, I kill the water, I make the water go away and never come back. I'm just like, is that flirting? And then he was like, you gonna call me? I was like, we'll see. And he was like, you're gonna call me? And I was like, we'll see. He's like, because if I don't know that you're gonna call me, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I was like, nothing is certain. He's like, I know, but if I know that you'll call me by next week, I was like, we'll see. And I was like, you should know, nothing is ever certain. And he was like, I know. I was like, nothing is certain, so get away. Anyway, so he waited with us until the bus came, and that bus takes forever. Oh my gosh.